what's his name? Treat Johnson?
Treat Williams.
Treat Petticoat?
Wasn't he in Dead Heat with Joe Piscopo?
Oh, God, probably. Was he the... No, that's Tom Berenger. I was going to say, was he the principal?
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
You ready?
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
My name's Jason.
My name is Jules.
And
we doing Filmographies.
I'm Jason.
And I'm Jules.
And
we doing Filmographies.
Just two nice guys on two separate couches.
Two unassuming guys who are just here to take you on a drive.
Oh, fuck, I love that. Okay, tonight me and Jules are doing a double feature. I programmed it myself. Jason's pick this time around.
Yeah.
Lisa from 1990 and Smooth Talk from 1985. Two films about women, young ladies.
Coming into their own.
Both about 15, 14.
Yeah, navigating the vagaries of the dating community.
They want to be older.
They do.
They want freedom.
Mm-hmm. And hunks.
And hunks. They want to go out and be with hunks.
They mistake George Michael for a heterosexual.
Yeah.
As well.
That's pretty good. That's right off the bat in Lisa. Can we do Lisa first?
Yeah. I assume you pick these because there's moderate similarities between them.
Yeah.
But you wanted to see the Laura Dern one?
I wanted to see them both.
Okay.
I have heard many times that Smooth Talk is a great movie. The last time I heard it was a great movie was on the Directors Club.
Oh.
Where Jim was chatting with Keith Gordon.
On the nowplayingnetwork.net.
Oh my God, are we part of that?
We are.
Check out nowplayingnetwork.net for more great podcasts.
Whip.
And they were talking about how it's an unsung movie of the 80s.
Okay.
And I was like, I want to see that.
Okay.
And at the same time, my brain says, hey, Lisa? Lisa, same. When I was drunk one night, I said, oh my God, those two movies, it's an excuse to watch them both.
Yeah.
Jules, can we do a double feature?
Yeah, I said, no.
No, you said, I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a shit. Put it in front of me. I'll watch that motherfucker. I'll watch anything that moves. So what do you want to do here, Lisa?
I love Stacey Keenan. I love Stacey Keenan.
Okay. I know I'm not going to refute your statement.
Okay.
I can't tell you who to love.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, you were immediately remembered her from My Two Dads.
You know, I read the beer bottle, and it said it was just made of grains and water. If it weren't for the alcohol, it'd be a health food.
I thought Step by Step was more of the go-to to tell people who she was, but
I never watched Step by Step.
Wrong, Jason.
For some reason, I'm well acquainted with some of the theme song. Step by step, day by day. We're on a roller coaster.
Second time around.
Exactly. Now, this is an interesting movie. Jesus Christ, if the IMDb trivia is at all to be believed.
Damn, bro, you got trivia. This is great.
Just one.
Okay.
Well, first off, I found 3 taglines for this movie.
Okay.
The one on the poster is, someone out there is Lisa's fantasy. Pray she never meets him.
Okay.
And then there's another one that says, her name is Lisa, and she dialed the wrong number.
Interesting. That first one, she's already met him.
Yes.
So that doesn't work.
No. That's how she... Yeah. And then the third one is, Lisa is only flirting, but flirting with Richard is flirting with death.
Yeah. These are pretty bad.
They are terrible. I couldn't get an idea of how much the budget was for this movie.
What about just flirting with death? That's better.
Or danger. Lisa's flirting with danger, you know?
She's Lisa.
Yeah. Oh, Lisa.
Oh, that should be the tagline. She's Lisa.
So I couldn't get an idea for how much the budget was for this movie.
Okay.
I'd venture to guess, because everybody in it is TV material.
Yeah.
And it was a relatively low-budget production. Let's go with $20 million.
Okay. I mean, okay, sure.
There aren't a lot of locations or sets.
No.
You know, and everything's tight. The restaurant's like the only thing. Now, the original plan was to just have this released straight to video.
Yeah. But
director Gary Sherman felt the movie had something about it that was good. It was a strong picture. So he, went to MGM and they were like, fuck. We'll give you general theater release. So they allowed the movie to go into about 200 theaters over a weekend. And now, according to this, the movie over that weekend made $4 million.
Really?
Yeah. He wanted further release, but MGM was like, nah, let's just dump it on video and on HBO, where they made a substantial amount of money.
Dude, fucking wild. She's probably at like her peak My Two Dads popularity,
when
right?
was this from?
Says 1989, says 1990. So
Right.
somewhere in between the two. When did My Two Dads go off the air? Like 89 or 87?
I have no idea.
I used to watch that in reruns on USA. I believe I saw the last 10 minutes of this on USA. I used to watch whatever the Justin Bateman show was, too, where he'd get into it with Steve from Married with Children. That was another one of those network shows that was suddenly on USA.
It's your move.
I don't remember that.
So, I mean, was she popular at this time? Do you think that it did well?
I tell you what, she's an assistant district attorney now.
I know.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I saw some pictures.
Yeah, me too.
She still looks nice.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, she seems like an all right gal, you know?
She's 7 years older than me. So, like, when I was seeing her as a young kid, she was always like an older girl.
Yeah.
You know, and I think this is long before sexual feelings. So it's just like, man, I like to
she's
hold
so
hands
cool.
with her.
She's cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, there wasn't like, oh, hubba,
No.
you know.
Although by the time she was on Step by Step, I couldn't quite wrap my head around her having blonde hair. I was like, that's that girl. She looks so different. She's pretty hot on Step by Step. My memory of being young, I'm not saying that now. I'm saying my memory of her with the blonde hair is she looked real good.
Yeah, I don't think I followed her. I mean, I didn't follow any. I was a kid. But I don't think I've seen anything really that she's been in now other than this and My Two Dads.
Well, I'll tell you, I'm firmly on the map as a big Stacey Keenan fan.
Yeah, because she did a couple of things in the like 2010s, early 2000s.
I think it was right around 2006. She did like 2 movies. And then she retired officially.
A couple of Garbagios. And then, now she's practicing law.
She started going to school in 2013 for law school.
Oh, is that right?
I think so.
Okay.
She had already been in college. I think she was there until 2004.
I mean, hey, it's smart, right? You know, ain't going to last forever.
No.
And I really like her personality.
She's great. She's super fun in this movie. She's nuts, as you say.
I don't know if they would have known really how to utilize talent like that. You want to do the synopses? I just cranked these out. I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, kind of seemed like it. That's cool. Lisa, psycho teenager Lisa Holland, Stacey Keenan, has a psychotic hobby that ends up attracting psychopath serial killer Richard D.W. Moffat, the Candlelight Killer, who mistakes Lisa for her well-intentioned mother, Catherine Holland, Cheryl Ladd. Jeffrey Tambor has hair.
Yeah.
I will say I like this movie quite a bit. I thought this would be the shittier of the two.
Yeah.
I had such a good time.
This movie is really, really quite weird. Lisa and her friend, who I liked.
Yeah. I don't think she didn't do much after this.
She has no picture. She was in... I don't think she was in much of anything. They have a thing that they do where they go around and harass random men.
Take their picture with a Polaroid?
Without their permission, stalk them, and then she calls them.
She pretends that they're her boyfriend.
Yeah.
They take the picture.
Does she call all of them?
I don't know. She gets their license plate numbers.
Right.
And then that's how she gets their phone numbers.
Right, because she does the first dude, and she calls the DMV or wherever to get his info. Mm-hmm. But I don't... Do they show her calling him?
She smooth talks the DMV to get that phone
Oh,
number.
that she does, yeah.
I understand the pressures on a man in your position, but no one will ever have to know.
All right.
Thank you, Mr. Adams. You really made my day.
It kind of just seems like maybe they're just goofing and whatever. But her friend is interested in starting to date as well. They're 14?
I think so.
So she's kind of like doing that. Lisa's a little pissed because her mom doesn't want her to date because she had Lisa while she was a teenager.
Yeah.
Cheryl Ladd.
So she says Lisa can date when she turns 16.
16.
You just got to spend these last 2 years figuring out who you are.
Right.
Which is great, actually.
Yeah.
I mean, you'd be furious when you're 14, but imagine how much more interesting you are if you're not just following around a boy for like 2 years.
Yeah, and maybe because I never really had much interest when I was young in, high school house parties or whatever. Mm. I went to them, just because that's what everybody was doing. So my curfew was never like super relaxed. And there were nights where I would just stay at home and watch Mr. Show or, whatever. So I can't really relate to this idea of wanting to grow up quick, I guess. I could care less.
Man, I think
care less about life, to be honest.
I think I wanted to be older, but yeah, I mean, I was just chilling also. Watching movies. Mm-hmm. After I turned 16, smoking a lot of weed.
Yeah, that was a big part of my life.
Got playing on a computer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was into games. I was fucking around with music too. So she's a little bit of a brat, and boys are...
Why do you say she's a brat? I feel like you came down hard on both these ladies in the synopses.
Because Laura Dern is a fucking brat.
I disagree, but we'll get into that later.
Okay. I think she's a little bit of a brat too, but not like, pointing my finger, It's just that she's bratty. It's her rebellious teenage attitude.
That she wants to date and go do stuff?
No, she's yelling at her mom.
Hi, honey. Oh, what? Not only am I too young to date, I'm too young to have a little privacy?
Sorry.
I didn't say you could come in.
Oh, excuse me. I just came to see if you were hungry.
She gets into her face at one point.
Does she?
She's like...
Oh, damn. She's flexing
in
on
the
her?
fucking kitchen. Yeah, man. And she's backed up against the stove.
Fuck, I don't remember that.
You don't, because you love these girls.
Yep.
Right? Regardless, she goes out to get some rice from the neighborhood grocer guy.
Yeah, that
who
guy.
I liked.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
He doesn't seem like an actor. It's just like the guy that works at that place.
Lisa, how's Mom? I haven't seen her for a couple of days.
She stops to spy on two people kissing.
Yep.
in
She's
a car.
hiding behind like a abandoned chair or something.
Yeah, and a dog barks. They look at her like, "What are you doing?" And she starts booking it.
Dude, at first I was like, well, it's not that weird. She could pretend like she's not doing anything. And
Yeah.
then I realized, no, she's hunkered down behind.
Yeah, if you're just standing there with your groceries, pretending like you're minding your own business, and then just like looking and touching yourself a little bit,
Yep.
they would never notice.
No. But when you try to go Harriet the Spy and crouch behind something like that, it's pretty obvious you're a creep.
So she runs away, and she runs into Richard.
Nice looking older guy. Is he wearing a suit?
An ill-fitting 90s man suit, yeah.
Looking sharp, Richard. Little proto-American psycho.
But he's a creep.
He is a creep. So far, we have seen him murder one lady.
Yeah, the movie starts with him murdering one lady.
Yep, you go and check your answering machine message, and you get a message that says, hey, it's Richard. I'm in your apartment. I'm going to kill you.
Yep.
Hi, Mary. This is Richard. I'm in your apartment, and I'm going to kill you.
Grabbed you by the throat.
Yeah, and he
And he just like lifts them up and moves them, and
he's just like straight up got his fingers into their trachea or whatever. And it's actually
erotic. What?
I find it surprisingly terrifying and horrifying.
Yeah, well, because
It's disturbing.
This was loosely based on Richard Ramirez.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, but he was like smelly and gross.
Oh, I don't know about that, but
You don't know that
I didn't
he's
know the
smelly
man.
and gross?
I don't hang out with those type of people, Jason.
Like a filthy, mentally ill guy.
Yeah, maybe, but he was, a murderer, killing people.
Okay.
His name was Richard.
How do you know he's based on Richard Ramirez?
I saw it.
Where'd you see it?
In a trivia thing
Okay.
or something.
Wild.
Yeah,
right.
I look into these films. I don't know what you do.
I was looking into him.
I'm just joking. And he's like, "Oh, hey, little kid.
You okay? Someone chasing you, honey?
Like, what are you doing?" and such. And
Can you speak?
Yeah, well, I should. I'm 14 years old.
14? No way. Come on, what? You're at least 16?
but he's coming out of the house of a woman that he just killed.
Yep. And he dropped some tapes when she smashed into him. And she hands him the cassettes back.
Now this is a weird neighborhood.
But that's a good quirk that he steals the answering machine tapes back after leaving them.
Yeah.
Answering machine messages saying he's going to kill them.
Well, because he has 2 tapes for each person, outgoing and incoming. He's writing on there. Maybe not for everyone. Maybe it's just like, how does he meet these women? Right? He's go to a bar.
I think he just spots them, like that other lady that he runs into later. He like spots her somewhere and is like, her next.
Oh, the workout lady.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. She had a nice body.
She was looking pretty good.
Yeah, she got into a convertible fucking Mercedes.
Work out together.
All the ladies with your money. I don't know the song. But so she takes a liking to him, jots down his license plate. Now, this neighborhood is weird to me, okay?
Her fucking apartment is super weird.
It's very weird. Now, for one, they wanted to shoot this in Chicago
What?
because there's a whole swath of lofts turned into warehouses turned into lofts.
Sure.
Which you don't get a lot of in California.
Okay.
Which is where this was filmed. So when she's running down the street, there's a corner store, but then around the corner, there's like a white picket fence house where the newly murdered lady lives.
Oh, yeah.
And then 150 feet down, it's like a weird almost like Miami style. It's like got neon. It's got a name, the apartment or whatever they live in.
I thought that was just like the number, but like partially in numbers, partially in cursive.
Oh, maybe. I thought it said like Palm something or
Might have.
who knows, man.
What the fuck? Who would ever have like basically a beer sign, a window beer sign as like the name of your apartment building? It's not that big. It's not that high up.
I mean, there was a common practice in California, specifically Los Angeles area. God, I can't remember the name of the fucking style of house though. It would be a 4 to 5 unit apartment with a carport underneath it, and they would be called like the sunset, the ocean air, the teardrop lounge, and whatever. But they were notorious for being poorly constructed.
Sure.
And oftentimes in an earthquake would collapse.
Oh, how nice.
And then they, this is all going to get cut out, but they enacted an ordinance that said you have to provide an adequate amount of parking for the number of units in your building. So it just didn't. It wasn't something that continued thereafter. But so she writes down the number and she starts stalking him.
And he's quite perturbed when he gets phone calls from her.
Hello?
Is this Rick?
Yes.
Hi, Guy. It's been a long time.
Yeah, she starts calling him, hey, baby.
I think he's scared that he's been found out initially.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Well, and for one, he's an apex predator. So he's being exposed, his little weenie, when she calls him and he doesn't know who she is, how she knows about him, what she knows about him.
Because he likes to harass people on the phone.
Yeah.
Now he's being harassed.
He's a troll. He's a basement internet troll.
Well, no, because he actually kills people.
Well, that's what they did before they had the actual internet.
What an interesting apartment he has, too. It's like a slick stockbroker minimalist apartment. It's very strange. You wouldn't expect him to just be the manager at a restaurant.
It feels like the apartment out of like Cobra. Just like you can't place why it's like this. Huge bay windows, and he's seemingly on like the 6th floor or something. But he looks like he just lives off of La Brea.
And it doesn't seem like
or
he
Wilshire
lives in that apartment, really.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
it's
staged like that, but maybe he just goes and vampires down in the bed. Is he ever there?
Could be.
Like, it does. I can't picture him just watching TV.
So they follow him. They find out that he does, in fact, work at a restaurant. Because she goes, he's wearing a tuxedo during the day. That's kind of weird. And I said, yeah, that is kind of weird. Even for a guy who owns a restaurant. A maitre d', maybe. You know, and they're spying on him. He looks at a lady. He's marking her.
With his eyes?
With his eyeballs. And then he goes and kills her. And her mom the whole time is just trying to be a good lady. Lisa wants to go hang out for the weekend with her friend and Jeffrey Tambor up at the cabin or something. Mm-hmm. And the mom's like, no, you can't. Slowly, she's allowing herself to kind of become more and more infatuated with Richard. The idea of Richard, and possibly the idea of Richard meeting her mom.
I don't know if that's it, but I sure do like it when she calls him and she's like, hey, Guy.
Hi, Guy.
Because she tells him, eventually he's getting fucking fed up, but he's keeping his cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's not fair that you know these things about me and I don't know anything about you.
I mean, he's just trying to get little pieces of information so we can figure out who she is.
Right, but he's also like on the verge of losing his shit.
Yeah.
But he's not quite there yet. And so she goes, I know where you work or whatever. I'll be wearing a white dress. And what does she tell her mother to wear?
Oh, okay, yeah, white dress.
The white dress.
Sure.
Specifically. She's in fact wearing the dress that her mother planned on wearing. So there's something going on there. But again, yeah, it doesn't feel like that's where she's going, but it also kind of does.
Maybe she wants Richard to fuck her mom, and then she can listen through the wall and masturbate.
Yeah.
That would
turn to a real Pornhub kind of a scenario.
Isn't that what you would do?
That is what I do.
Yeah.
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 You know,
my mom. I'm always having my 80-year-old mom who keeps having heart attacks.
So they do go to the restaurant. I sent you that picture of that super mullet. What'd you think of that?
That's pretty amazing.
Is it not?
It's like comically large. That's like from a Primus video.
A comically large cowboy hat. Exactly. Yeah. Or I often think of Norm Macdonald as Burt
Reynolds in a commanding lead with $14.
Hey, check out the podium. Look at this.
Mr. Reynolds has apparently changed his name to Turd Ferguson.
Turd Ferguson?
Yeah, that too. That guy's fucking mullet, man. It's like, how are you not ruling the world?
One mullet to rule them all.
Are you just a background actor? Now, I will say that once they're in the restaurant, it seems drastically different from the one that they were peeking into. It seems larger, more open.
You notice details so good, Jules.
Well, I know restaurants, man.
What?
And Richard bumps into her mother, Cheryl Ladd, and he goes, "Oh, the white dress." And she's like, "Whatever, dude." And Lisa leaves a note at the table saying, like, I don't know, I missed you or I saw you or whatever.
Now you have seen me.
Oh, exactly right.
Exclamation point.
And then, of course, the mother uses the credit card, and so he has her name now. And Lisa then runs away.
It's not her name. She uses the credit card for a flower shop that she runs.
It had her name on it.
Did it? I thought he went and checked out the flower shop and stocked them there.
I think Lisa says, yeah, oh, maybe. Because Lisa does say that she is a florist. That's what she does. So Lisa, like, kind of runs away a little bit with her friend. She just decides to defy her mother like a little brat and go out of the country with a couple miles up north.
She agreed. Her mom agreed that she could go. She's like, okay, I guess you can go with Jeffrey Tambor.
Why was she upset then?
She only agreed to it after she was super upset.
Oh, that's right. She said, oh, yeah, that's right. You can go. But she answered the phone at one point and she was pissed. And the girl was crying when she was up there. Like, I miss my mom.
They had some sort of weird fight.
Okay. So Richard is now going to kill Cheryl Ladd.
Hell yeah.
And
we didn't even talk about when Lisa was stalking him and was hidden in the back of his car.
Oh, that's right. That's a real Gleaming the Cube moment.
Man, you really are able to bring that movie up a lot.
He does that in there.
It's really scary when she's in the back of the car and he's just driving, and a few times you're like, oh shit, he sees her. He doesn't.
Well, especially when he actually looks back to back up. I mean, it's like...
Your body, I think, would sense there was something.
Your body would sense something's there, but I mean, you have eyeballs. He's looking like straight ahead in the back, but I mean, I can still see the couch. I can see the cushion. I can see my jacket. You know what I mean?
I was worried about her, even though I knew she'd be fine.
I wasn't so sure, but I was kind of sure. And of course, she runs out and she always waits for the fucking locks.
Yeah.
As soon as he got out of the car and started running across the street, I would have just opened up the door and left. Yeah. Instead, she just sits there, and then the door's fucking locked.
Well, she's scared. It's a bad situation.
You got to man up.
She just keeps digging herself deeper into holes.
So, yeah, he's stalking the mom, and then he eventually goes over there, because what he does is he likes to choke women, force himself upon them by candlelight.
He rapes them?
He raped that one girl, I think, because he pulls down her shirt sleeves. Remember that? He's holding her, and then he falls on. I just went past the mic. He falls on her.
Oh, I didn't really pick up on that. I was quite confused by the wine thing. He makes them drink with him?
I don't know.
So he chokes them a little and then does stuff with them?
I assume so.
Finishes them off?
Yeah, because we never see how they find the body. That's not important.
Oh, that's true.
We don't get any real details other than the fact that he's doing it.
But I will say, this is a surprisingly competent serial killer thriller movie. I thought this was going to be way more silly. And it is wonderfully late 80s, early 90s, whatever's going on there with the hair and the clothes.
The setup is bonkers.
It seems like it's going to be so stupid. They take it seriously.
They take it seriously, and I'm not a teenage girl.
No.
I don't know if I've mentioned that or not.
Okay, because you can't be here if you are.
Right.
Okay.
We'd be in some hot water. Well, you would be. I'd be fine. But, so, I mean, I know people... I've seen things like this in movies where kids are dumb and they do dumb things, and so I mean, it's not like so far outside the realm of believable.
Yeah.
It's just a little unbelievable, but it works. And so Lisa knows he's going to be there, or no? She doesn't know he's bad yet.
No.
She just comes home and Richard's there and he starts slapping them around.
Well, no, he's about to get the mom. She shows up and gets dropped off by Tambor. She goes into the apartment and it's like, what? Something's wrong here.
She calls
She smelled
first.
the candles?
She calls.
Okay.
And leaves a message that says, hey, Ma, if Richard calls, he's just a dumb kid from school playing a dumb prank. And then the next message is Richard.
This is Richard. I'm
going to kill
apartment.
you. And she's just like, oh, kids. She even says that. And then turns around and Richard starts choking on her, you know?
Dude. And then, okay, so when Lisa realizes Richard's in the apartment, right, he's got her mom, his hand over her mouth, behind her, right?
She comes into the room, she sees her Creepo book laid out.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
And then all of a sudden, because the door's open, it closes and Richard's been behind it, groping the mother's neck, massaging it really, but
She has a creep book of boys that she wants to date. And like, is it just in big words, Richard with hearts and like drawings of him, the photograph that she took with the Polaroid of him?
when she ripped off the grocery bag and wrote his license plate on there,
Yeah.
she has like a collect. She's gonna grow up to be a serial murderer. Let's be
Not
honest.
now, not after this movie.
Well, not now, because she was scared straight. And so Richard starts beating Lisa in the face with her mother.
Dude, I was laughing so hard. The level of brutality of taking the mom and bonking her daughter. That's not even bonking's not the right. She's smashing the mom's face into Lisa's face.
The back of her head.
Like, honk, honk.
Isn't it the back of her head?
Maybe.
Because he's got her by the throat.
I thought it was the front. Either way,
Whatever it
it's
is.
insane.
Using your mother to beat you up.
This movie is brutal.
Yeah. and then he throws the mom, and Lisa tries to run, and he starts choking her maybe, and then the mom stabs him.
You see the blade pop out the front of him.
It's a good effect.
It's fucking great.
Yeah, it's a good effect.
And oh, too bad that mom doesn't like grab that knife and keep stabbing him. Instead, he stumbles away a little bit, grabs a paperweight, and hammers the knife back out the other way.
Yeah, while he's doing that, which is taking a pretty good amount of time,
Yeah.
they're just on the floor weeping.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, fuck. You know, I understand this shit's crazy, but you just stabbed him. So you've got the chutzpah to take it one step further and start throwing some bows. You know? But they, eventually rush past him.
Yeah.
Grab the mace that she always has, but they can't get out. And Richard's trying to stab him and such.
Do they spray him in the eyes before they run to Lisa's bedroom to hide?
Yeah, so Lisa knees him in the nuts because they're by the front door, and then the mom maces him. And then they run into Lisa's room, and she goes, call the police. And she goes, you stupid bitch, you took the phone. Because Lisa's mom.
It's better than that, though, when she's just like,
Please. You took out my phone.
that's great. It's
Yeah,
a real
it's
good
great.
teenager
And
thing.
the mom's like, oh, shit.
Being a good mom's really fucking me over here.
Right? I should have just been a cool mom.
So they got the door barricaded a little bit.
Right, grab some shit, barricade the door.
His eyes are burned up. He's holding them open.
That's a
like
good effect.
Malcolm McDowell. He looks terrible.
He's just puffy. Yeah. Oh, God. And so he's busting through the door. And he's doing this thing where he reminded me of Vincent D'Onofrio from Men in Black.
Okay.
Because he doesn't know how to act as a man.
Yeah.
So he's like, huh?
Yeah,
He's
holding
just doing
his
that
face.
with his eye. Huh? And then he breaks through the door, Jack Nicholson style, sees a bunch of shit piled up on the floor, the mattress, clothes, and then he looks over and the window's open.
A little bit of wind rustling the curtains.
Yeah, and so he comes in, and he's smart. He looks out the window and turns back real quick. And nothing. Okay. He looks out the window. I think he turns back a second time.
And we now know that they're hiding underneath these mounds of clothes that they've thrown everywhere.
So the mom gets up, grabs a baseball bat, and starts trying to have at it with him. And he ain't necessarily having it.
No.
But she's doing a pretty good job, and eventually she beats him out the window, and he falls and dies.
It's fucking great, too, when they show his body out there. He's got the eyes wide open, like the horror death stare. Oh, fuck. Isn't that amazing when the mom kills him? Mm-hmm. Just knocks him right. I thought Lisa killed him. That was my memory of it.
Oh, okay.
I was so glad the mom did it, though. It was
Good
great.
stuff.
Oh, dude, I loved this movie.
Did you?
It was fucking great.
I didn't love it, but it felt like a Lifetime movie. And it actually does air on Lifetime.
But it's a little bit darker and funnier than you expect out of those types of movies.
It's very well made.
There's like weird little comedic moments before the women are killed sometimes when they're listening to the messages on their machine and he's standing behind them, biding his time, getting ready to kill them, but then they're reacting to the messages. It's weird.
Well, there's nice background stuff going on because they eventually, later on, mention when the mom's walking home, there's a guy knocking on the door. Hey, do you know the woman that lives here? No, I don't. Sorry. Oh, okay. I don't know. I'm trying to find her or whatever.
I haven't heard from her in 3 days.
And then eventually later on, there's a crime scene that they discover. It's like an RPG, like the world's building and time is progressing all around you. I like that. I liked it. It felt like a Lifetime original movie. It felt very cautionary, sort of. But I thought it was well made. I thought it was well acted.
The acting was surprisingly good.
Better than it needed to be.
Yeah.
By far. Even the friend.
Yep.
Because at times she's like, girl, this is crazy. Why are you calling this dude? You were in his car? Oh, my God.
How about when Stacey Keenan, Lisa, and her friend like go out, and then the friend immediately meets a boy and like ditches her.
Yeah.
That's like, boy, that sure is what it's going to be like if you go out with somebody and you're both trying to meet somebody,
and then
someone's getting left behind.
And then Lisa, when they get out of school, she comes up like, "Girl, fuck my mama. I want to go hang out." And he oh, sorry, he's asking that girl out. You're not.
You're already on the outskis. We can't be friends anymore.
Yeah, you fucked this up.
It is pretty much like they can't be friends anymore.
Is this the movie where she says to her, like, people are going to think you're weird if you're not dating
Yeah.
now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
The little brother in this movie, too, did he look familiar to you, that little
He
brother?
did.
It turns out he's not really in a lot of things. His name's Eden Gross, or Edon. He stopped doing things in like the late 90s, but I'm going to give you a couple of credits because I recognized him. He looks a little bit like, I don't know, somebody else, but he was in like an episode of Renegade. He did the voice of Flounder in The Little Mermaid for 30 episodes.
Oh, jeez.
Something called Return to Zork. He's a voice in The Halloween Tree, but he's in Best of the Best 2.
Oh, snap.
He's in Mikey. He's uncredited.
Is he the son?
Walter Grady.
I think he's fucking, what's his, Eric Roberts' son.
He's in a show called Walter and Emily for 13 episodes. Played a young Clark Kent in Superboy. Did some voices in the Child's Play movies. Probably, And You Thought Your Parents Were Weird is probably what I know him from.
I don't know what that is.
Shitty movie. He's also in Best of the Best 1.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, isn't he in that one too? Because he's a kid in that one. I just watched Best of the Best not too long ago.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
It is, isn't it?
Yes.
You hate it when I watch movies.
Yeah, it makes me so mad.
All right, well, so, fuck, man.
What do you rate the movie? What do you give it?
Oh, I couldn't rate it.
Oh, man. I would
5.
Oh, really? I'd totally give it like a 7.
Okay.
Oh, man, I just had such a good time. The 90s-ness of it, the time period, the kid that I like is in it. It was surprisingly intense and scary and weird and funny. Oh, I just thought it was going to be such a piece of shit. I thought it was going to be so bad.
I mean, I didn't dislike watching it, but I mean, I wasn't like, oh my God, I found, Xanadu. She reminded me a lot of Alicia Silverstone from The Crush. I got that vibe with the schoolgirl outfit kind of thing. So then, Smooth Talk.
Smooth Talk, which is supposed to be the better of the two.
Okay.
Not that people compare them. That's just you and me.
Okay.
Laura Dern, Treat Williams,
Yeah.
Elizabeth McGovern. What's the name of the mom?
Oh, Mary Kay
Place?
Parks?
Do you got some facts and figures for this guy?
I don't really think I do, to be honest. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and say I don't.
Based on the short story.
There was a line in there that I thought was kind of crazy when she's flirting with a boy by the jukebox, and it just seems like casual flirting. But he goes,
You can get a fat lip if they keep this up.
I know. That's a fucking crazy moment. I couldn't even believe it.
Well, then I really have a big mouth. You already got one. Like, whoa.
The boy talking in this movie is
I tell you,
strange.
Bandinis, this isn't.
What about when those two guys at the mall seem like they want to rape those 3 girls?
Oh, they very much were going to rape those
That's
girls.
fucking crazy. You want a joint? You want to come with us? We'll follow you around at the mall.
Yeah, and they go, oh, we're just here to shop. That's not what you came here for. I'm like, did they see them before? No, I don't think so.
I mean, these boys have them pegged, but they're
Men.
evil boys.
They're men.
How old do you think those guys were?
I don't know, 20?
Really? You think 20?
I don't know.
I thought maybe they were like seniors or something in high school.
Oh.
So based on the short story by Joyce Carol Oates.
Okay.
Where did you come from? Where do you go, I think?
No idea.
Do I read your synopses now?
If you want.
You look thrilled about this movie, too.
I mean,
I can't wait to hear what you have to say. Smooth Talk. Annoying teenager Connie, Laura Dern, is a bitch to her mother Catherine, Mary Kay Place, her older sister June, Elizabeth Barrage, and folksy dad Harry, Levin Helm.
Levon.
But while gallivanting around with her friend Laura, Margaret Welsh, Connie attracts the unwanted attention of local creep Albert Friend. It's Arnold Friend.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. This is what happens when people stop being nice and start being real. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is just like girls being girls. It's like a very good snapshot of 15,
I guess. I mean, Laura Dern's 18 in this.
Yeah.
Even though she's playing 15, 16. Uh-huh. I thought the sister initially was her younger sister.
Well, they talk about her having a car, driving a car
I
for
missed
work.
that. I didn't realize that was her name at the time until I later heard her name. And then I looked her up. I'm like, oh, she was like 23 when this movie was made. It's insane. She seems young. But then later she seems older.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just a couple of teenage girls.
It's a trio.
Doing what they're supposed to be doing. You know, ditching, lying.
They're sneaking out of the mall and going to the beach and then hurrying back to the mall for their parents to pick them up.
Yeah, and then, like, when they're in the mall, they keep pushing their younger friend into a boy.
Well, they're horny, man. They want to meet boys. Same thing as fucking Lisa. I don't know if horny is quite the right word, but boy crazy. They want the next step. They want boyfriends.
Except the young friend is not about it.
Yeah, like a little bit, but not on the level of
She's
them.
like fine with like flirting or just looking at boys and gossiping and such, but
don't throw her into a boy.
Don't throw her into a boy or goad her into going into a movie with 3 other older boys.
Yeah, she didn't want any part of that.
No, she didn't. And they made her feel like a real wet blanket when she was doing that. Like, you guys go on without me. And she looks down like, is this Napoleon Dynamite? Why are you overacting? But I like that kid.
I did too.
And the more I saw her, the younger she felt.
Yeah.
Especially in the scene where they effectively stop being friends. So
she knows who she is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so the dad, Levon, whatever. Oh, we didn't. No.
Should we do it?
I guess no. I mean,
yeah, I'm down.
So the dad, he's a country western guy or a rock and roll guy.
Didn't he seem like he had wet brain from too much alcohol, or like?
I was wondering what the hell was going on with him, but then I realized that he was some sort of a well-known old musician dude.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Oh, of course, he's not an actor." At first, I was like, "Peter Coyote."
What's up? The mom married this guy?
Yeah, I was like, "Well, that can't be their dad."
What's going on here?
It is though.
He makes a lot of money.
Is he their dad?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because he's like, "Oh, hey there, sweet pie. Oh, can you believe I own my own house?"
I mean, that's the conversation that makes you go, "Is he stupid?"
My own house. Just come out for a smoke whenever I want. My own lawn chair. Leave it out all night if I want.
They've lived there for 3 years already.
I can leave my chair. Yeah, I'm like, did somebody tell you couldn't own a house?
And this is back when houses were affordable.
Yeah.
So as long as you're working a job, you're good to go. Now, all right, are we drinking this?
Oh, sorry, yeah.
All right, hey, we're going to drink. I'm drinking a Kentucky Fire. This is cinnamon flavored?
I believe so, yeah.
Is yours piss?
Bourbon infused with cinnamon liqueur.
Oh, you got the same one.
Yeah.
We're fancy boys.
It's either this or honey.
I ain't drinking no honey liquor. Here we go.
All right.
Whoa. Scrinnamin.
So this is filmed in California.
It seems like it's Florida. Okay.
I could tell immediately because of the California license plates.
Yeah, you do look at those.
But also, even though they were growing what looked like apples, probably were apples.
I thought they were pears.
Pear or apple. One or the other. At first, I thought it was maybe a citrus fruit because, like, oranges most of the time are actually green when they're ripe.
Huh.
Except for our Florida oranges. Because I believe those are harvested in the winter. But in the summer and spring, oranges are green. But I could just feel California. I could feel it calling to me.
Yeah.
Julian, come live here.
Don't wake me up. Don't wake me up if I'm dreaming.
California dream. Just let me lay here in the sun until my dream is done.
Remember that? Remember
No, I
that
don't.
show? You didn't watch that one?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it was on Saturday morning. It was like Saved by the Bell, but they had a shitty band. And they hung out at a restaurant also.
Oh, like the Peach Pit in 90210.
Or
I feel
Max's and
like-
Saved by the Bell.
Or the Juice Bar in Power Rangers.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean, look, she's a teenage girl. She's got a hot bod, and she wants everybody to know it.
She does have a pretty nice body. Those legs are something else.
She got a big butt, too. I don't know if you saw that when she was in the mall. I was like, God damn, this girl got a big butt.
Big butt, big dumps.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yep.
And her friend's also, like, interested in boys, but the younger one isn't so much. And they basically just she's having a row with her mother, something fierce.
Her mom, I can't believe you're saying she's the bitch. Her fucking mom is needlessly cruel to her.
Oh, I don't think so.
She's just like a chill girl, you know? And her
think so.
mom's just like, fuck you, you're trash.
Mom, what if I asked you to drive me and Laura to the beach tomorrow? Sure. And do what? Hang around by myself till you're nice and tan all over? What car should I take? I don't know, maybe June would leave hers and Dad could drop her off at work. Fine. Dad drops June off, June leaves her car, and then I drive you. That takes care of everybody, right? Forget it. Do you ever think about anybody except yourself?
No, her mom's like, why are you being a trash? In a loving way.
She's not being trash, though. She's just a totally regular girl.
Kind of seems like trailer trash to me.
No, man, she's a real, just regular kid. And her mom is
I think her mom's
going at her.
fine. I think her mom's doing the best she can.
I think her mom's a fucking massive cunt, and her sister is super mean to her, too.
Oh, I don't think that at all. Her sister?
Her sister says some fucking real mean shit later on.
Well, later on when she's being a fucking shit.
She's not even being a shit.
Yes, she is. She goes, hey, you ever felt the presence of a man? She's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. You don't know goddamn shit.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And her mom's like telling her, you need to help me around this house.
She does.
I mean, she does, but what's up with that fucking mom?
She comes down in a pink satin fucking half robe with her hair moosed up. And her mom's like, God, what are you, Paris Hilton?
She's practicing, man. She's a 15-year-old girl.
Well, you do that in your spare time after
No.
you've done the chores.
It's summer. Dude, okay, but here's my thing with that mom. They lived there for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
That house looks like shit. The outside of the house looks like shit. The inside of the house looks like shit.
Yes.
They seem to have money. The mom does not have a job. I mean, they're doing fine.
We don't see them hurting, but we don't see anything that would suggest they're anything more than like lower middle class.
What I mean is they can afford paint and sandpaper.
Sure.
The mom has no job.
That we know of.
The kids are old enough to take care of themselves.
That we know of.
It's not like me and my kids, where if I try to do something, they try to murder each other. I've done more in 1 year with the two most difficult kids on the planet than she has done with a completely free day every day.
That's why I wondered. Oh, that's why I thought the sister was younger. Because I'm like, why is she living there?
But yeah, I'm sure she's contributing to the household too. She has a job.
Yeah, but I mean, like, why? You know?
I don't know.
I thought she was slamming. June? Holy Toledo.
Really?
Yeah. And the mom, too.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like Laura Dern.
I mean, no, I'm not saying Laura Dern is who I'm after. I'm not after anybody
Let me
in
check
this
my notes.
movie.
I think you did say that.
She has really nice legs.
There you go.
Yeah. No, there was a couple
Just
shots of
fucking
her just with like nice.
No, I was all about June. I was like, yes. It's my favorite month of the year.
Man, I didn't. Okay, nothing gave me a boner in this movie, but
So they eventually start going to a hamburger joint
Yep.
that they see. And
supposed to be going to the movies, sneaking across the highway or the road.
well, the first time they're walking, for some reason, they're walking from the movie, but they're on the side of the road. She's like, my dad's going to be here in 15 minutes. She's like, why the fuck isn't he picking you up at the movie? You know, and they go, well, let's go in there. And she goes, we ain't got no time. And she goes, well, tomorrow then? And the girl goes, you know, regular old Bandini romp. So they go back. She's dressed to the hilt like trash. And
you're so mean.
But it's where the college aged kids hang.
That sounds right.
You know, whether or not any of them are in college.
I think they might be, and then there's the townies that
Right.
seem like trouble.
And they walk in, and you know the boys are like, "Ooh, meow," or whatever guys say when they look at good-looking ladies. Showing, and a nice boy starts talking to her, Jeff Hefe. And I think she goes to see the sun or the city lights with him.
They fool around a little bit.
And then he drops her back off.
I thought she got fucked. Did you think he fucked her?
No.
Really? Okay, because then the next time she meets up with the other guy and he tries to take her top off, like undo the straps,
so
and she freaks out. And I was like, oh, she didn't have sex.
No, God, no. No. When she's leaving with Jeff or Hefe the first time, she passes Treat. And he goes, I'm watching you. What do you think he is, about 25?
He's like 33 in this movie.
His real age?
Yeah.
I buy that.
Yeah.
He feels... I didn't think he was that much older than Laura Dern, but...
Really?
I guess he is.
Because the sunglasses, dude. He's got that playful face.
Sunglasses do de-age you.
Yeah, they're hiding his eyes.
Yes. And...
oh, man.
We don't see him really much thereafter.
Nope.
Now, when she goes back, that's when that boy threatens to slap her in the face, so she goes off with him.
Yeah.
As you would.
God, that's such a weird thing to say.
Because it seems real nice at first. He's like, you want to get something to eat? And she's like, nah. And he goes, well, let's just get something. Well, what do you want? I want what you got. It's real stupid.
It's like a rat-a-tat flirt, and then he's like, nope.
Right. It's like,
I wanted now, and you
like
gave me one more jibe.
4 back and forths, like you would.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's like, I'm going to bust you in the face. Boom, zang, pow, right to the moon.
Yep.
And she goes with him.
Yep.
They go to a parking garage, and he starts giving her a massage on the shoulder area.
She's all about it.
She is melting.
Yep.
The floodgates are open. And he starts trying to undo her top, and she goes, whoa, Jack, slow it. And then he starts kissing her, just pulls her in and starts fucking tonguing her.
It's some hardcore making out.
Hardcore. She is not ready for it.
That shit looks real.
And he starts going for the top again, and she's just like, no, mister. And she runs out. And he just looks like, shit. Do I have enough time to get to Bandini's? And now she gets back to the mall. It's closed. Her friend isn't there, of course. She calls her because she's weeping. She calls her on a payphone, which I got to tell you, man, there's a part in Lisa where they're on a payphone hiding. I miss payphone. I really do.
So many things in these movies are like gone. Like teenage girls talking on the phone.
Yeah.
That's not a thing anymore.
Telling people your phone number. So she calls her friend Laura, which is funny because that's her name in real life.
Wow.
Connie in the movie.
She's Bert Stern's kid, right? Is there going to be a ding or a beep here?
Yeah.
Should we not reference those beeps and dings?
Oh, you can if you want.
Okay.
And her friend's like, well, no, my dad caught wind of me doing something, but I didn't tell him that you were with me. And she goes, oh, thank God. But I need a ride.
Can you come get me?
She's like, no.
It's fucking scary. What time of night is it?
I mean, it feels late.
It's probably not like 2 or 3 in the morning.
It's late enough the movie's closed.
It's probably like midnight then, right?
Yeah. How much, I mean, you think at that point, however long it took her to walk back, she's got to have some semblance of awareness of time where you would just know that you fucked. So she's walking home. A car full of boys want to, her to get in so they can just destroy her.
Give her a ride.
And she's like, no, man. And they throw cans at her.
That's so fucked up, too.
So fucked up, dude. I wish I would have driven by because I would have been like, look, I am not going to harm you. You need a ride. Just get in the back. Here's a gun. Put the gun to my head.
Yeah, what would you do? Like, here's what you can say. Okay, listen. I'm going to get in the trunk.
You drive.
You drive. When we get to where you need to be, go get somebody.
And then let me out.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's too scary. I wouldn't get in the trunk.
No, God, no. Because
you're going to get Chris Tucker
she's going
and
to
Jackie
fuck you
Brown.
up. Right. Yeah. So she makes it home and it jumps to the morning. The mom's disappointed. She's making some concessions, trying to not be so mean to everybody and allow them to love her again.
Mom?
I'm here.
I've been thinking. I really want to help you paint tomorrow. You were right. Well, you were right that I should. Like instead of just sitting around.
Are you sick?
And like the sister, she catches a really tender moment where they're playing like pinochle or something. And the sister's just like behind the mom. She's got her hands on her shoulders. The dad's just, oh gosh, you won.
They got no fucking TV. They just like sit around in the dark together.
Yeah, and play
out.
pinochle.
That's weird.
I mean, it's the 80s and they live in like a farmhouse on a dirt road. They're not like in LA or anything, so it's folksy, man.
Remember when she asked her mom if she can bring her to the beach the next day?
Yeah.
And her mom treats her like a piece of shit for even asking?
Well, she doesn't treat her like that, but she says like, how? I don't have a car.
Her tone is like, you fucking idiot. What do you think?
Look, when you grow up in an environment where money isn't in abundance, you just need to be on the same level. Yes, it would have been nice to go to the beach, but you're not oblivious to the fact that your mother doesn't have a car.
Yeah.
Ask June if you want. Oh, June can leave her car and Dad can take her to work. You got to be realistic. That's all I'm saying. Maybe that's just me.
Yeah, she's like a mean mom.
Like I said, I was never a teenage girl.
The reviews all talk about how she's a mean mom. Jenny and I were looking at each other like, this mom is fucking mean.
I didn't get that at all.
Wow.
Maybe I'm appreciative of mothers. Maybe that's my problem.
I am too. This one seems particularly uninterested in engaging and being nice to her daughter.
She says to her, we used to do things.
Can you guys go ahead and weigh in on this? Go ahead and call 763-634-1897. Is the mom overly mean to Laura Dern? 763-634-1897.
There you go.
How come I don't have that number memorized by now?
Because we can't memorize phone numbers anymore.
What's that phone number? 71?
We can't.
Is that it?
It's a lost skill. You can tell somebody your number and they read it back to you and you go, no.
Check this out. 911. That's the police.
Oh.
Yep.
Shit. I only call that number if I want to get beaten.
Yeah.
Every time I've called 911.
They come over, they club you over the head?
No, I say, I'm Brown. Just so you know when you get here. I'm the brown one because I don't want you to kill me unduly.
They don't give that information to the officers, or else their training kicks in anyways. And they're like, Brown.
Exactly. It's a whole thing.
Yeah.
Fuck, man. It isn't until the last 30 minutes that Treat Williams eventually shows up.
This is okay. So I'm watching this movie. The soundtrack is unbearable.
It's not Randy Newman.
There's James Taylor in it.
James Taylor.
The music's terrible. All of it.
Her dancing is terrible as fuck. She's doing the Carlton, and she means it.
And I'm wondering why people like this movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I do feel it's doing a good job of showing us these teenage girls.
To no end, so far.
Yeah. So you spend an hour with them.
Mm-hmm.
However, Treat Williams is coming back.
And that's when you're actually rewarded with good acting.
Her family goes to a barbecue.
She's
refuses
a bitch.
to go.
I don't want no. So her dad comes home and she's moping like she do. Hey, why don't you come with me? Get the barbecue stuff. Okay, I'll go change. Nobody's gonna fucking see you.
She's wearing like not real clothes though. This is like
They're
around
real
the
enough
house
for
clothes.
me.
No, that's like.
I went to school with paper bags on my feet.
Fuck, dude, you're bringing like way too much baggage to this because she's like basically wearing pajamas.
No, when she comes back, I do give you that. I was like, oh, she was just wearing a nightie?
And then when she comes back, her mom's like, we don't have time for you to fucking change.
Mm-hmm.
Her mom's straight up mean to her. Her dad
No.
invited her to come with, and her
object.
mom immediately jumps down her throat.
Because her mom knows that she's going to be a fucking snot the whole time.
When does her sister call her a bitch, too?
Right after they have the talk where she's like, you know, your friend got knocked up. And she goes into her bedroom and she's crying and she comes in and she's like, June, don't you dare tell mama I'm crying. I'd never do that to you, Connie. And then she's like, oh, God, they make me feel so good. You ever have a boy just sing to you and hold you? She's like, you fucking dumb bitch. I'm 23. I had a miscarriage, Connie.
Did she?
I don't know.
Which one of her friends is pregnant?
I don't think we know her.
No, okay. It hasn't
I don't
happened.
think it's Laura.
Okay.
Because that would have been really soon.
So you didn't think June just like out of nowhere was just blatantly cruel to her?
I think you're missing the buildup that she's just being an unbearable snot this whole time.
Fuck, this is the big difference is I don't feel like she's doing anything wrong.
And June is just like...
These are hormones. This
at
is
her
how
apex.
people act.
Yeah, maybe. But
Totally.
I didn't find it acceptable.
And they're all coming down hard on her like she's a monster when she's like totally regular.
Man, that's so crazy. I did not get that at all.
All right.
Were you beaten as a child?
No.
I was.
Okay.
So maybe that's what it is.
My mom hit me with a frying pan one time.
My mom beat me with a spoon quite often.
I got hit with a spoon a few times.
So maybe that's it. I don't know, man. I mean, I think the mother is dishing it a little bit harder than she needs to, but it isn't like she's just coming flying off the handle for no reason. This child is not good in my books. Volumes 4 through 8. Okay?
I almost want to call Jenny on speakerphone and get her to weigh in on this.
Hey, you guys are both parents. I'm not, so maybe I'm just an idiot. But
well, no, this is like based on her growing up as a teenage girl with her mom.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know, man. I didn't think it was that rough. So the family, they're like, all right, we're just going to leave if you don't want to come. And the dad's like, yo, I want to see your cousins. That's when I realized he was her actual father.
Just let her stew in her own juice.
And they leave. And she just blasts all of the radios to the same channel. She goes, fuck! Like she's Joan of Arc. Notorious Joan of Arc quote, by the way.
Well, she's on fire or what?
Yeah, she goes, fuck! This shit hot, yo. And all of a sudden, the car comes wheeling and dealing down the driveway. And it's Treat Williams. And he's clowning initially.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
He's being a little cutie, but no.
So what's all this stuff painted on your car?
Can't you read? That there's my name to begin with. I want to introduce myself. I'm Arnold Friend, and that's my real name, and that's what I want to be to you. A friend.
He's also got Ellie with him.
Inside the car there, that's Ellie Oscar. He's very definitely kind of shy.
This guy.
I don't
Is this the
know.
scariest guy you've ever seen in your life? The
I don't
way
know
he hides his face and won't
what
talk?
the hell is going on with this guy.
He's real scary, man.
Not only that, but then he leaves him there.
Yeah.
And he's just milling around their house.
Yeah. Like he probably would have killed the family if
And
they
then
came back home.
Vanishes.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, I mean, you right off the bat, you know something's not right here.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, we did hear from her little friend, the one who doesn't like boys.
Oh,
as
that a
much.
guy's been asking about her.
And she's like trying to warn her, and Laura Dern's being a weirdo about it.
Being
a bitch. Well, she tells her not to talk about it because she doesn't want her mom to overhear it.
Right, but she
she's
doesn't want to go
also
to her room.
Tell me what's going on. Well, because her mom's
she
going to
doesn't
be
want
like, what are you guys talking about
You
in
guys
your
got
room?
a secret?
Y'all got secrets?
Y'all going to Bandini's?
You trying to fuck?
Mm-hmm.
You can't be fucking no boys.
And there's a real nice moment right there, now that you mention it. She puts on a James Taylor record, and she's singing it She's going to her friend like, you want to dance? And you can tell the friend kind of wants to, but she's had it up to here with this. And then it cuts to the mom in the kitchen doing a two-step. And she starts singing. Cuts back to Laura Dern. They're both singing.
Worlds apart, yet so similar.
James Taylor, just healing the world. Pure music. That's good music, not this hippity-hoppity that you listen to.
Yeah.
So, Treat's there. He's got a car. It's also got an hourglass with wings on it for some reason, right next to his name.
Flies, Julian.
And then it's got a number sequence. Do you remember it?
No, I don't remember what numbers they are, but I remember the three double digits. What is it? What does it mean?
99, 13, 17.
What are they?
He doesn't say.
Yeah.
He says it's a secret code.
Doesn't he say one of them is her number?
No, he does not. He says it's the secret code, which just says, well, what does it mean? He goes, well, I don't know. And then on the back, it says, a woman hit my car and did this. His taillight's busted.
Yeah.
So Ellie's sitting in the car the whole time with a little boombox to his ear.
And he looks like he's a dead body. He doesn't move. He doesn't acknowledge anything. He's just there holding it, obscuring his face.
I kind of feel like if Treat would have come sans Ellie, things would have went a little bit better.
No.
Because he's sweet talking.
No, Ellie is terrifying, but Treat's really creepy too, dude.
Yes, but she's an idiot also, and she's kind of receptive to it initially. She comes out. Oh, what's, and
I think she's like 50-50 on this, where she's like horny and into it, but also
he's pushing a little hard.
She can tell there's something wrong here, and this guy is bad.
Well, and then he's old.
Yeah, he tells her, how old is he?
20.
Did you see I'm your own age?
Like hell you are.
Yeah, maybe a couple years older. I'm 18.
He goes, I'm your age. She goes, mister, you are not my age. I'm 20.
I'm in my mid-30s. Look at Ellie over there. He's about 35.
So, yeah, Ellie's just there, man, and he's got the boombox up to his ear. And she starts gesturing towards, you should probably leave. My dad's coming back. And he's like, I know everything about you. I know your dad. I know your mom. I know your sister. I know Joseph Franklin. I know Peter McCarthy. I know
they're not going to be back.
Alexander Skarsgård. They aren't coming.
For 5 more hours.
She goes, how do you know all this, mister? He's like, the same reason I know that you a tramp. I've been watching you.
Doesn't call her a tramp.
I told you. No, he doesn't. Might as well have. And she goes, I'm going to go back inside. And he starts pretending like he's going to go for the house. But then he's like, I'm cool.
How about just the way he kind of floats around that car and he boosts himself up where he's holding himself up like he's sitting down, but he's not.
He's not. He's floating.
It's this really scary circus show that he's putting on. He's putting on a show where he's like, look, I'm fun.
In some
ways, I'm not the devil. Don't worry. I'm not the devil.
Yes. In some ways, it's very predatory because he's acting childish. When she says, why is this on your car? He leans over and is almost upside down looking at it huh? He opens the door and slides out, floating and such.
He's so good at this. Trey Williams is amazing in this movie.
This feels like the scene in Black Phone when he's messing with the balloons.
Did you watch the movie?
No, but I saw that scene. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I'm just an impish man. And then he sprays him. So he's like, you gonna go with a ride with me? You gonna go on a ride with me, girl? Nellie gonna be in the back because he's an idiot.
It's Sunday. Don't you know it's Sunday all day? Connie, no matter who you were with last night, today you're with our old friend, and don't you forget it.
I set this day aside just for you. So she goes into the house. Now, he's not trying to get in. He even, in fact, says, my intention is not to come into your house.
No, I want you to willingly come with me.
But then all of a sudden, Nellie starts yelling, you want me to rip out the phone wire?
Is that's fucking real scary too, man.
As soon as you say some shit like that, yeah, we got an issue going on here. And, Nellie, shut it. She's different. Okay, so there's others. Now we've got a real problem. We got a stew going here. Boy, she's trying to, it's weird. She's like, you should leave, mister, but she's also just dangling. She's fingering the screen between them. It's like she can't, I don't know if it's fear, but she can't not sort of succumb to some of his charm and attraction.
I mean, I think she knows the futility of the situation. He's already there.
Yeah. Eventually.
You're already infected with this disease.
Right.
There's no hope for you.
She runs in, she gets the phone. He opens the door, but he doesn't cross the threshold. Which is funny because when he's at the screen door, I was getting real Colin Farrell Fright Night vibes.
Oh.
Like when he's not invited in yet and he's talking to Anton Yelchin. You get a couple
You always
beers.
say Yelchin.
What is it?
I'm pretty sure it's Yelkin.
Oh. Oh, that's it. Podcast over. and she's about to call, but she's like, Mom. Mommy. And he goes, bitch, just hang up the fucking phone.
Man, when she said mommy like that, Jenny looked over at me just real sad.
Yeah, and he's like, basically, he starts to allude to the fact that he's going to burn the house down and maybe harm her family if she doesn't come with him. So she comes outside, and he goes, I'm going to leave Ellie here.
He's going to look over your house.
Just
look after your house.
collateral, no big deal.
Make sure nothing happens to it.
And they go for a drive. Nothing happens, right?
What? She totally gets raped.
Oh, does she?
I mean, they don't show you. I think they just show the car a little bit, like the back side of the car, that they're in a field.
Yeah.
And that's it. And then she comes back and she's all fucked up. What do you think they went and did, Julian?
I don't know, man.
He took her somewhere and talked to her?
I kind of thought that maybe is what happened, but
I
didn't
imagine he did some really terrible things.
I was kind of checked out at this point, to be honest.
This is the best part of the movie.
Skeet. What's his name? Treat. He's good, but overall, I'm just like, whatever, man.
Dude, I honestly, when the tone changes so drastically, and it's so amazing, I find him and Ellie so scary. This movie went from kind of whatever to, holy fuck, this might be the scariest movie I've ever seen. And then, of course, they squander it. But that initial entrance of them and him being a weirdo is so creepy. It's amazing.
I mean, he's magnetic. I'm not a big Treat Williams fan.
I have really almost no opinion of him.
Exactly. I've never seen anything where I'm like, oh, Treat. This is a real treat. You know,
Dead Heat when I was 8, baby.
Maybe. I guess he has his way with her. I really didn't pay attention, I guess.
And then he just brings her home.
Yeah. And she goes, I don't want you to come around here ever again.
But she's disturbed when she says that to him.
Well, yeah. And he laughs. She goes in the house because the parents are back now. The mom comes running out the house. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I slapped you even though you deserved it. And she goes, it's okay, Mama. I know I deserved it. What happens? Does he not come back? He's just fine with whatever. And
I mean, it doesn't make sense because I think in the original short story, it's strongly implied that the girl dies. Oh. And I think the short story is basically the last chunk with Treat Williams. That's the whole story. Okay. And it's based on the serial killer.
Is he a serial killer?
Yeah, there's a real serial killer. I think that had a partner. I don't really remember right now, but I'm a little drunk.
That drives around and picks up girls?
Yeah. I think acted way younger than he was.
Okay.
And would go snag girls. I read about him one afternoon. I think he's real creepy.
Well, yeah. Not my cut of the jib.
Did you want her to die? Would you have felt that was a better ending?
Well, considering I completely missed the fact that he possibly raped her and probably did, maybe it should have just ended with the car in the field.
Or her going with him. Like maybe just fade to black when she goes out her front door.
I think the poster is very misleading.
Yeah, like they're together. They're a couple.
Exactly. It seems like he's freeing her, and that's not the case.
No.
I don't know, man. I don't know how this could have went or should have went.
Did you like Lisa more than this?
Yeah. I found Lisa far more palatable.
I liked Lisa a lot more, but I was really impressed with the last little chunk here.
I was impressed with Treat Williams because I wasn't aware that he was capable of doing that. But
based on The Substitute.
It went on a little long, exactly. And like I said, I was kind of checking out at that point, but it's fine.
What do you grade it?
A 5.
Is that what you said for the last one?
Yeah.
You're giving them equal ratings, even though you said Lisa was better?
Lisa was technically better, but I mean, I have no real strong opinions on really either of them, to be honest.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
7.
You did it again.
That chunk when he shows up is so amazing. That's what makes the entire movie.
Yeah.
I love it so much. It's so scary. 2 movies about girls in peril.
Yeah.
One from the mid-'80s, one from the late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah.
Same age.
Yeah.
Them girls make it. They don't die.
True.
Good for them girls.
Good for them.
What do you have to say about this double feature?
Yeah, it's fine.
Was it fun?
Fun? No.
Oh, man, I had so much fun with these movies.
Really? I mean, I don't know, man. Like I said, they're not bad movies. They're watchable.
Yeah.
Absolutely watchable.
Wonderful films.
But above and beyond that, although I did like Treat Williams' performance, and most of the performances, except for Richard, actually, and Lisa.
You didn't like D.W. Moffat?
I didn't.
Oh, I thought he was pretty good.
I thought he was good on the phone. I didn't like him when she ran into him. I don't know. Hard to say.
Hey, do you guys want to weigh in on this? Have you seen these fucking movies?
Yeah.
I think you should. 763-634-1897.
97.
Call the fucking hotline. 763-634-1897. I don't care if you want to.
Yeah.
Have you seen either of these movies? If you have seen either of these movies and you have listened to this podcast, then it is your job to call 763-634-1897.
Right.
Maybe you don't have a phone.
Could be.
Great news.
You know,
Me doing filmographies at gmail.com.
Yeah. I had heard when the iPhone was first coming around,
Yeah.
people in China were buying the phone, but they then didn't have enough money to actually have it activated with phone service.
Sad.
So people just walking around with iPhones like, I got the iPhone, but they can't.
They probably pretend to talk on it.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
You know. What's that? President Reagan?
What? When did he die? Early 2000s?
That's a good question.
Late 90s?
Probably. No, it's got to be the 2000s.
2004.
You can find us on Instagram, Reddit, Facebook, We Doing Filmographies, Twitter, Do Filmographies, YouTube's We Doing Filmographies. All right, I've been Jason.
I've been Jules.
And
we did
the fuck out of that
filmographies.
filmography.
Aye.